What is going on, guys? XHOUNDISHx here, back with another Destiny video. So a lot of people wanted me to talk about pulse rifles currently in PvP and discuss what's what. Not that much has changed though with the April update, so this isn't going to be a top 5 sort of thing, but is more of a discussion about their PvP performance broken down by archetype. So let's start with the lowest rate of fire pulses, things like Ludmilla D, Spare Change and the Messenger. So this is the 59 rate of fire and 30 impact type of pulse rifle, which were buffed by 3% base damage in the April update. But before I say anything else, I feel like this is the most difficult archetype to balance. If you allow 2 burst kills, then it's simply pretty damn strong, but if it requires 3 bursts, its time to kill is simply too low. Not to mention that in an open gunfight, missing a burst will almost certainly get you killed. The 3% buff doesn't allow this type of pulse rifle to 2 burst again, but merely makes the weapon more reliable. In short, I still don't feel like this archetype is competitive for most players, and in a meta which pretty much favours the fast firing over the slow firing in most weapon types, these 59 rate of fires stay pretty much irrelevant in PvP for now. That's not to say that you can't use them to some effect, but overall they're not a great competitive option. Moving up a notch though to the Red Death variety of pulse rifle, that's the 66 rate of fire and 14 impact type, including things like No One's Mercy and Reflection Sum. These received no base changes in the April update, and of course in year 1 this was a very solid archetype of pulse rifle, but in year 2 following the April update they remained to be a little slow on time to kill, and the lower damage means that it just doesn't flinch targets all that much, and so overall the type of pulse rifle right here is just a little lackluster. It is however in a much better place than the lowest rate of fire pulses, similar to how the lower rate of fire ARs perform in terms of damage. It's close but not quite enough. Having said that though, the archetype can be competitive if used properly. I'd just like them to feel a little more powerful, Red Death in particular being one of my favourite weapons in the game. But up next is going to be the Hawksaw variety of pulse rifle. That's the 73 rate of fire and 7 impact style, and includes other weapons like the Soros PDX and the Aegis of the Reef. This has certainly been the most popular type of pulse rifle throughout year 2 so far, and the April update has seen a resurgence of this weapon type. Not that they really went away, but there was a slight decline in usage after a tiny nerf a few months back. But with the balancing changes to other weapons and the April update in general, these things are now very popular again, and kind of the main reasons for this are probably that some of the other very strong weapons have been brought into line, making these even more viable. And then there's also a fact that you can get a god roll Hawksaw from the Crucible vendor, which has certainly helped. In short, this archetype remains to be the best in class for pulse rifles in my opinion. It's the most tactile and flexible of the bunch, having a high enough rate of fire and damage to be effective in fairly close range, but still having that mid to long range capacity and killing pretty fast. So long live the king, I guess. Finally, we're at the fastest firing style of pulse rifle, the Grasp of Malak, which is 77 rate of fire and 7 impact. And overall, these continue to perform very well in PvP, and the changes to bring some other weapons in line have helped maintain this weapon's viability. It still kills fast and maintains its close to longer medium range capability. It's a competitive choice in the right hands and is a lot of fun to use, but like I said, I feel the Hawksaw variety offers the most flexibility and reliability right now, and that's about all I can say really. I'd like to see a buff to the 66 rate of fire or Red Death type of pulse rifles. With so many fast firing weapons, I feel like the lower rate of fire pulse rifles just need some more kick. Having said this, I simply don't know what they could do with the lowest rate of fire pulse rifles. They're only really good if they 2 burst, and if they 2 burst they're kind of broken, so yeah, it's really the problem child of the pulse rifle family, I guess. But there you go guys, they are my impressions of how different archetypes of pulse rifle perform currently in PvP. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you have enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a like and hit that subscribe button for a lot more Destiny content. But for now, you guys have an awesome day.